All right, let's jump into the next one because we've got 20 questions in the
Yeah,
Q&A.
we want to hit those for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so
Influencer marketing.
yeah, I
Okay. This
wanted
is
to touch
interesting.
on this, and I don't know if anyone in the chat who's ever heard of like Dream 100 or anything like that. So Dream 100 was developed like quite a while ago. It's got an interesting story.
Are you
What
saying Dream 100?
Dream 100? Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's your dream 100 people you would love to partner with for whatever, right?
Okay.
Or right. So in this case, it's a book. We want to like promote our book or collaboration with for our book to get it out to more people. And the 100 people is the 100 influencers, from the least amount of influence all the way up to big name people in your niche, right at the top. And you start your way at the bottom with these people that have smaller YouTube channels, smaller podcasts, smaller Facebook groups, and whatever else. And you're just working your way in, right? Building a relationship with them and trying to collaborate them. And this is something I wish I did more of. I did it a lot when I first got started with publishing because I didn't have anything else. I didn't know. I was horrible at Amazon ads, horrendous. It just didn't. And it was back when you could just throw a bunch of keywords up there and it worked, but I just didn't know how or what I was doing. So, and for me, it was podcast. I got on a lot of podcasts and just reached out to a lot of people, getting on there and kind of learning this process. So really and truly, if you're looking at unique ways to add a lot of get to leverage to your book, to your marketing, and it won't cost you anything, or if it does cost you anything, like it'll be well worth it. And I will explain this just a second. This is a great approach, right? So just like when it comes to scraping keywords, you have to go out and scrape information off all these influencers.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're going to start on every platform, right? So you're going to start on Facebook and you're just going to scrape all these Facebook groups with all the Facebook admins who like run them or own them, right? And then some information about them, right? And then you're going to go to YouTube and you're going to scrape all the YouTube channels in your topic, right? Preferably just the ones that are live and active, right? They're continuously putting out videos. You don't care about the dead ones. All right. And then there's then podcast and whatever else. Podcasts are my favorite, and we'll start with there. But you're just going to all these different platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, you name it. You're just going to make a giant list. It is going to be a grind. It's going to take hours.
Yep, days.
But what you're doing days, what you're doing is you are building just a list of potential gold, right? Because you don't need all of them to agree to get in front of their audience in one shape, form, or another. You just need a few of them, and a few of them can create so much leverage for your book that it'll be nuts. So for like podcasts, for example, I started at the bottom and just found some really just people that had smaller audiences with podcasts. And I just reached out to them and said, hey, look, I just posted a new book. It was an Amazon bestseller. And I would love to come on the show and maybe talk about these three potential topics to your audience about the book. And I think, I remember my heart beating so fast sending out these emails.
Right.
And I don't know why, but I was so nervous to send them out. And funny enough, the first batch was like 10 emails and 3 people said yes. So I got to go be on 3 podcasts. And the coolest part about this is when you do an ad on like Amazon, how long are you in front of an audience? A second. Yeah, it's a scroll. It's done. Yeah, like however long you're in front of them, it's over. With YouTube, you can skip the ad, and so it's just a few seconds. So with a podcast, it's like an hour. I get to be with a captive audience,
no less.
Yes, I get to be with them for an hour, and every time someone comes back to rewatch that episode or goes back to watch it later, right? I get to be in front of them also.
Right, perennial content.
It's awesome. It's exponentially, in my opinion, better, right? It does take some more legwork because you have to go find these people's information, their emails, find a way to reach out to them in a way that doesn't sound super scammy and just all about you, because you have to make it about them and their audience and what's best for them.
Yeah. What are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for their audience?
And that's a craft all on its own to craft those emails, and don't worry about sending ones that are okay. The best thing you can do is just send the email.
Yes.
Right. My first 10 emails were garbage. Like they were not good.
Yep.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just went on Googled it and I was like, how should I reach out to podcasters today? No one knows me. They were like, do this. And I did that and I sent them out.
Yep.
Had I known better for the people that replied and said, no, thanks. I should have asked, had I known at the time, that I could just promote the show, pay to do promote the show, where they at the beginning, like, hey, today's episode is sponsored by so and so and so. The link's in the description. Go and grab the blah, blah, blah. Right. If I'd known that, $20 to promote a show to 1,000 people, game, done it. I'll do it forever. Yes. No doubt in my mind. So there's a tiered approach, right? It's first we approach them in the respect of like, hey, let's do a collaboration together. And if that doesn't work out, okay, what does the paid promotion side look like? How much would it cost for me to promote the show? So a lot of these small guys, small YouTube channels, small Facebook groups.
It'll be $5, $10.
It was so cheap. It would not cost you anything at all.
Yep.
So get them while they're small. And as that grows and you've been on these shows, you can start leveraging what you've been on to the bigger guys.
Yes.
Right. So you're like, hey, I've been on these shows. I talk about these topics. I'd love to come onto your show, to your audience, and talk about these things. And so now you have social proof, right? Yes. You have a review almost. Word, right? And then ask them for reviews. That's another thing I didn't do early on. I didn't ask the host for a review of what it was like to have me on the show for the audience. Oh. Super important. Super important. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's not a lot of hard. It's a lot of work. It's not a lot of hard work.
Yeah. It's pointing and clicking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's laptop work. That's, I think it's super valuable. And I mean, obviously this is not like pre-promotion. This is not before your book comes out. This is after the book is out and you've already started to sell. You've already got some results in terms of good reviews. Like, it's not going to make any sense if you are approaching these people and saying, hey, I'm a publisher, I've got these books out, and there's 0 reviews on it. And it's like, 5 million BSR. Like, that's not really going to be, you might get on a couple here and there, but once you've got that ball rolling a little bit, that's the time now then to actually approach them.